everyone, and a very warm welcome to you. Today, we're going to get into something really fundamental, something you absolutely need to know if you're working with databases. We're talking about DDL, which stands for Data Definition Language. Think of these as your primary tools for building a database right from the ground up. Ready? Let's get started. All right, so let me ask you a question to get us thinking. Let's say you've got a whole bunch of data, information you need to organize and store. Now, before you can put even one bit of that data away, what's the very first thing you need? What do you have to build first? The answer is you need the structure, right? You need the container, or maybe the blueprint. And that word blueprint is actually perfect for what we're talking about today. You see, the best way to think about building a database is to imagine you're building a house. It makes so much sense, right? You can't just start moving in furniture if you don't have any walls or rooms yet. And DDL, well, DDL is the special language that the architect uses to draw up that exact blueprint. Okay, so what exactly is DDL, officially speaking? Well, it's a special part of SQL, a set of commands that lets you do three key things. And you really want to remember these words: define, modify, and delete. And what are we defining, modifying, and deleting? It's the structure of the database. Sometimes we call this the schema. So remember, it's all about the container itself, not the actual stuff you're going to put inside it. All right, that makes sense in theory, but let's see how it actually works in practice. We'll start with the very first and maybe the most important command, create table. Now, going back to our house analogy, this is like the architect sitting down to draw the final official blueprint and laying the foundation. It's the very beginning. The purpose of create table is, well, pretty much what it says on the tin. You're building a brand new table, completely from scratch. This is the point where you decide, okay, what kind of rooms is my house going to have? You give each room a name. In database terms, these are your columns. And then you decide what you can store in each room. That's your data type. Okay, let's look at a real example here. Let's walk through it line by line. First line, create table employee. Super simple, right? It just means let's build a table and we'll call it employee. Next up, emp ID int primary key. This line says our table needs an employee ID. It's going to be a number, that's the int part, and it's the main way we'll identify each employee. Then we have name, varchar 50. This just means we need a place for the employee's name, and it can be text up to 50 characters long. Easy enough. And finally, salary decimal 10 2. This is for the salary, and it's a decimal number with 2 places after the point. That last bit, the parentheses and semicolon, that's just the signal that says, okay, our blueprint is done. See? When you break it down like that, it's actually quite logical. So, fantastic. You've built your house, the blueprint is done. But life happens, doesn't it? Your needs change, maybe the family grows, and you suddenly need an extra bedroom. So what do? Well, in the world of databases, that's where our second command comes in. It's called alter table. You can think of it as your renovation toolkit. So the whole purpose of alter table is to let you change the structure of a table that already exists. This is really important. The house is already built, and now you're going back to the blueprint to make some changes, some modifications. Now, there are a couple of very common things you do with this. First, you can add a new column. This is exactly like adding a brand new room to your house. And second, you can drop a column, which basically means removing it. This is like deciding you don't need that small study anymore and taking it out of the house plan altogether. Let's see a quick example of this. Have a look at the screen. On the left, you can see our original employee table, just the 3 columns we created earlier. Now let's say we run this simple command, alter table employee add designation varchar 30. And what happens? Well, look at the after on the right. Just like that, we've successfully added a new room to our blueprint called designation. Okay, now we move on to our third and final DDL command. And I have to say, for this one, you need to be extremely careful. This is the drop table command. And to continue our analogy, this is not a small renovation. This is bringing in the demolition crew and knocking the entire house down to the ground. The purpose of drop table is, well, it's to completely, totally, and permanently delete a table from your database. I cannot stress this enough. Once you run this command, that's it. It's gone. There is no undo button. This point is so critical that it's worth repeating. When you use drop table, listen to this, both the structure and all the data contained within it are permanently lost. Use it carefully. So not only is the blueprint torn up, the entire house and all the furniture, all the people, everything inside
it's gone forever.
Okay, so let's tie all of this together now. I want to give you what I call the architect's golden rule. If you're going to remember just one thing from this entire discussion, especially if you have exams or interviews coming up, this is it. The crucial difference you must always remember is this. DDL commands, the create, alter, drop we just talked about, they are all about the blueprint. They change the structure of your house. Now, other commands, like DML or data manipulation language, they are different. They manage the data inside the house. They're the ones that put furniture in the rooms. So here's the simplest way to remember it. DDL is the architect who designs the house. DML is the interior decorator who furnishes it. Two very different jobs. Don't ever get them mixed up. And with that, we've covered the basics. You've now seen how these three powerful DDL commands are the fundamental tools of any database architect. They give you the power to create, to renovate, and yes, even to demolish the very structures that hold all your important data. So that really just leaves one final question for you. Now that you are the architect, what will you build?